Hello, I'm Andy. 7 months ago, I finally decided to stop watching investing videos and actually start investing. I didn't have a big plan, I didn't have a perfect strategy. I just knew that if I waited for the right moment, I'd never begin. So I did. And this video is a look back at how my portfolio has changed, grown, and occasionally confused me. All from the perspective of a complete beginner, learning in real time. And stick to the end to find out how my portfolio is currently doing. Especially in the current global climate. Please be aware I am not a financial advisor, and nothing in this video should be taken as financial or investment advice. Everyone's situation is different, so please do your own due diligence and consult with a certified professional before making decisions. Investing always carries risk, your money is never guaranteed, and you could lose some or all of your investment. I invest on two platforms, InvestEngine and Trading 212. InvestEngine came first, not because of any strategy, but because I didn't have the ID I needed for Trading 212 at the time. I didn't want to wait around, so I just started where I could. Even now, I'm still learning my way around both apps. Every week I seem to find a new feature, or lose the one I found last week. But that's part of the journey. InvestEngine only offers ETFs, exchange-traded funds. For a beginner, that actually helped. ETFs are like ready-made baskets of investments. Instead of picking individual companies, you buy one fund and instantly own a slice of hundreds or even thousands of businesses. That felt safer and simpler for me starting out. As I have said, I did have a rough plan going in. I wanted an S&P 500 fund for US exposure, an all-world fund for global diversification, a UK fund for home bias, a European fund, and a small amount in a clean energy fund, because I liked the idea of supporting that sector. In light of all of this, I built my DIY portfolio as follows. Vanguard S&P 500, VUAG. Vanguard FTSE All World, VHYG. Vanguard FTSE 100, VUKG. Invesco Euro Stocks High Dividend, EUHD. LNG Clean Energy, RENG. After a couple of months, I went down the classic beginner rabbit hole. I started to try and optimize fees. I rearranged my portfolio, swapped things around, and convinced myself I was being clever. Until I realized I was just confusing myself and losing track of everything. During that phase, I added two more ETFs. Vanguard FTSE Developed World, VHVG. And Vanguard FTSE Emerging Markets, VFEG. After a couple of months I stopped adding money into them and returned to the original setup. But I've left the money where it is. 7 months in. And, well, I've seen every single ETF in the red at some point. Some days everything was down. Some days everything was up. But, well, overall, they're all positive, even with all the news and uncertainty in the world. That's been a big lesson. Volatility is normal. The trick is to stay calm and to the plan. Right now, well, I keep it simple. I invest £100 a month into the following 5 ETFs, split like this. VUAG, 25%. VUKG, 25%. VHYG, 20%. EUHD, 20%. And RENG, 10%. It's not perfect, but it's consistent, and consistency is what I'm aiming for. So, the standout performer in my InvestEngine portfolio so far is LNG Clean Energy, RENG, with a time-weighted return of 36.66%. That's huge, especially considering it sits right in the middle of my selection, value-wise. If I hadn't tinkered with the portfolio early on, it would have had the least invested in it. Lesson learned, sometimes the thing you expect the least from can surprise you. Since I started investing on InvestEngine, I've put in £1,270. The total value is now £1,404.57, which means a return of 14.6% in 7 months. This includes any dividends. Alongside InvestEngine, I also invest on Trading 212. This portfolio has had a much more varied life. I started with £100 into the compounding investor's monthly dividend pie, which I continue to invest in monthly. When I joined up, I received a free fractional share of Nike. Let's see how they are doing. The Nike share I received started at £12.20. Not a lot, but hey, it's better than nothing. It's now worth £7.99, which is a loss of 34.5%. But it was a sign-up bonus, so it is effectively free money. I haven't touched it and don't intend to, so it just sits there doing its thing. Now, with the monthly dividend pie, I have kept up the monthly investment of £100 every month, which means I have put in £700 of my own money. Over the 7 months it has also paid me £3.25 in dividends, which I reinvest back into my portfolio. Currently, with growth and dividends, this part of my portfolio sits at £721.19. So an increase of £21.19, at a rate of 5.7%. In December 2025, Magnum Ice Cream appeared in my portfolio. It turned out Unilever had spun off part of their business. So this was my split. I didn't buy these shares myself, so I treat any value they have as a bonus. A small 60p bonus, but still a bonus. After about 6 months investing, I decided I would take a look at picking some of my own stocks. After doing some research, on the 6th of March 2026 I bought 10 shares of Volex stock. With AI booming, I figured the companies making the cables, wiring and hardware might benefit too. So far, they're doing well, and I'm considering about buying more in the future. Next, I decided to add a dividend ETF, L&G Global Quality Dividends, LDGG. This fund is a very new fund, so very little trading history. But on looking into it, it appeared to be well funded and had a reasonable expected yield. I bought my first shares of this fund on the 11th of March 2026, and added more later that month. The value has grown to £144.23, and I've received 89p in dividends so far. Small, but it's a start, and seeing that first dividend hit the account was a great feeling. I have also added a small AI-focused pie to my overall portfolio. It's an area I work in and care about. Yes, it could be a bubble and it could burst, but I believe in the long-term potential of AI. So I invest a small amount weekly, and right now, it's performing reasonably well. And finally, my AI investing challenge. Each week, I ask AI to pick one UK stock, and I invest £10 into it. I'm a few weeks in now, and, well, if you want to follow along, the links are in the description. So that's how I built my portfolio so far. Still early days. Still learning. Still expecting plenty of dips along the way. But I hope, because it's slightly diverse, maybe a little bit tech-heavy, I'm hoping for a slow, steady, upward journey. Since I started investing on Trading 212, I've put in £1,251. The total value is now £1,310.69, which means a return of 11.4% in 7 months. This includes any dividends and interest on cash held. If you're just starting out, or thinking about starting, I hope this shows that you don't need huge amounts of money, just consistency, patience, and a willingness to learn. If you want to follow this journey or the challenge week by week, make sure to like this video and subscribe. Feel free to leave any comments. I would like to know your thoughts and what you would be interested in seeing in the future. If you want to see any of my other videos, please check out the ones to the right of this video now. See you next time.